Oh! Oh, wow. That was amazing. did did you like?
Yeah, yeah. Well, it was sex.
Hell yeah, it was. Oh. Did you want to stay the night?
To see when somebody can come up with such a bizarre premise and just like really roll with it. There's I guess we could call it magical realism. It's an insanely strange thing that happens for no explainable reason, but we just roll with it and it just goes. I mean, it accepts the characters and the world of this movie just accepts the reality of the fact that they're floating high above the earth for no reason. It's really funny. It's very ironic. It's funny, and it just it gives these people a chance to really fight and explore their relationship. It's a clash of personalities that could happen in any common time, but we're forcing it to happen amidst all this craziness.
I like the color grading and the color correction, and how the scenes are sort of lit up. It's very creative, and very professionally done. The graphics, the cinematography, and the acting, I think, is very good. The actors have such a great chemistry, and they're really funny and work well together, and they're very likable. I like how creative this idea is. It does remind me of how a lot of movie themes were kind of these two people who don't particularly like each other are placed in a situation where they have to be forced in a space together.
The VFX in this was absolutely insane. Not just the house, but just the entire bed in the sky. I would very much love to know how they pulled that off. Yeah, I would love to see it behind the scenes on how they made this film. But aside from that, the humor was on key. I loved all of them. Jeremy was my favorite. Uh, and I thought that the I thought that the arc was very sweet, where it started off as a one night stand, but them being stuck in the sky, essentially essentially being forced to spend the entire day together, they end up bonding. And I love the workaround with the cell phone in the sense that you know that he has the phone, and what could have been a plot hole is explained away in a very comedic fashion, where at first he hid the phone to be petty, but he genuinely forgot that he did that.
I thought the chemistry between them was great. I thought the comedic timing was really great. Um, I just really like the idea that, like, this kind of one night stand turns into this absolutely wild adventure, and obviously they, start off not really, liking each other too much the morning after. Um, Clearly there's some tension, especially when you find yourself in like, literally trapped in this kind of life and death situation, um, being suspended out of nowhere on this tiny bed with this person that you don't know, that you had a one night stand with, but now you have to figure out what to do next, and navigating that can be hard with somebody that you do know, let alone like with the stress and the emotions of not knowing what to do or how to survive or how you're going to get back down. I like I said, like the stress of navigating that with somebody that you do know is already pretty high, so doing it with a complete stranger I thought was really, really fun. um and then they kind of have their moment, their resolve when they you know are back on the ground, they're back in the bedroom, uh and they have this kind of like sweet tender moment together, and they find out little jokes the entire house. um I thought it was really great. I thought it was really, really fun.
There was something surreal about it. I think the editing was really great. I think the special effects was really fun. This was a really fun story that honestly I haven't seen something like this in a minute. I think you portray some really fun, interesting characters, and you introduce conflict, or like the build up for the conflict is there like almost immediately. Like you're like, oh yeah, something is going to go wrong here, and then it does, and that's so fun, and that's such a fun payoff. Yeah, there's something magical and surreal about this piece. It comes together really, really well. It's just fun to watch. Great editing, great characters, great writing.
I really liked the characters. I think they're very eccentric, especially the the male character. But it works really well with the film that definitely doesn't try to be realistic. A technical aspect that I really like is the VFX. I think they did a really good job with the VFX and to make it feel real and authentic. It doesn't feel like VFX.
This was corny and amusing all at the same time. It kind of felt vintage, like something from the 80s, while being up to date with like one night stands and stuff like that, where you go from nice to cruel as the circumstances changed. I really enjoyed this. The special effects were right on there, and the end made it feel like it could extend to more, because why are we up in the sky? Why is everybody in the clouds? Why is this happening? Are they stuck together forever? Because if so, that kind of sucks. At least they have a house now, I guess, instead of just a bed. But this is highly amusing and comedic to boot. I knew something was going to happen as soon as he hid her phone. This was really, really well done.